All right, fellas, we're back with another week in college football. It is week 6 in college football. We are damn near halfway through college football, which is absolutely insane when you think about it. I mean, we're in October now. That's crazy. Time is flying, and we're going to be continuing to make some money. Let's just roll straight into it. Let's not waste any time today. Let's hop straight onto Underdog. And again, if you're not on Underdog, make sure to use code BDGE when you sign up because it will get up to $1,000. Plus, you'll get 2 free plays for NFL Sunday. So you can take any of these plays, pair it with one of the plays for NFL Sunday, and you will be able to lock in free square plus whatever. So really, you only need to hit one bet, and you'll get 2x your money. So say you put $10 on it, you'll get $30. And you'll be able to roll, or that's not 2x. You'll just get, what's that, 1.5? I don't know. That's quick maths that I'm not here for. But you'll make a good amount of money. Anyway, with that being said, we're going to start in the Iowa-Ohio State game. We're going to start with the main man, the guy that's going to see every touch, the guy that's going to see every rush, the guy that's been rolling on the ground, Caleb Johnson. Not going to waste your time anymore yapping. But he's looked fantastic. Let's hop over to the props.cash right now. He's hit this in every single game. Now, again, he's playing Ohio State this time, who's allowed the 3rd fewest rushing yards so far this season per game on a per-game basis, but they also haven't played a heavy running scheme yet either. Now, you go to Iowa now, who's, again, a very heavy offensive line, a massive O-line. You'd think they're Wisconsin from the past, and they have loved to run the football. Even when they lost to Iowa State, they still continue to run the football. Running the ball 25 times, you can see the rush attempts here. 11 games. Game 1, outlier. Caleb went off still, but he had 25 rushes, 21 rushes. I think it's going to be a similar theme in this Big Ten matchup between Ohio State. And Ohio State could probably stack the box, but this team has seen a stacked box before. Iowa State stacked the box and still could not stop this man running the ball again 25 times. He's averaging 171.8 rushing yards per game. Now, with that being said, even with him seeing a 7+ man box, he's averaged 4.5 yards per carry against heavy boxes. So they know, and again, a heavier box pretty much means that you bring an extra linebacker in to try to stop the run. 7+ men, which means you're not passing the ball. You're putting a fullback in the game. You're going to have 2 tight end sets. You're going to have a 12, a 13. You're going to have a 22 set. You're going to run the football, right? And that's exactly what the Iowa team has done all season. I think that's what they're going to continue to do. It's their bread and butter. Now, Ohio State probably is going to come out, sling the rock, put up a ton of points. I get that. But I don't think Iowa's going to really back down. Now, this is also a big trap game. A lot of people are marking this as Iowa could sneak this one out. This could expose Ohio State because Iowa has a fantastic defense. They normally do. So if this Iowa defense can hold up, this Iowa team could look to chew the clock and win this game or attempt to win this game 17-10, 14-13. That's what they want to do. That's how they want to win games. And I think Caleb Johnson is going to be a massive part of that. He's the best elusive playmaker they have faced yet this year. So I think he could do some real damage to them. And having the line only 85.5 yards comes from Ohio State having such a good rush defense on paper. But I think, again, they haven't faced anyone near this good so far. And I think Caleb is going to really show that this weekend. Well, you're going to see this on Friday. So tomorrow, you'll see Caleb Johnson go off, 3:30 game. I'm really excited to watch this football game. I think it's going to be hard-nosed and good football. Caleb Johnson should see, I don't think he's going to see the 25 carry mark, but I think he'll be around that 21 mark like we saw last week against Minnesota. Will he have 206 yards? That is remain to be seen, but we will see that going forward. Even last year, that's 2 years ago against Ohio State. Damn, youngster, freshman, had 11 touches for 28 yards. Damn, freshman Caleb Johnson. All right, but we can move on. That's play number 1, keeping it short, simple, to the point. I think Caleb going through their best player. Iowa's going to need a burst, going to need some spark. I think Caleb gets it done for them. They're committed to the run. I think they continue to be committed against Ohio State. We move on to the next game, 7 p.m. game. We actually have 2 later games in the slate today. Normally I pick a little bit earlier games, but I don't love the early slate today. I have a lean for Syracuse. So if you're watching this on Friday, you'll get a little bit of something for Syracuse if you want to add in a game, sprinkle in a little late night play on Friday night. I'm not personally probably going to take it. Maybe I will. I don't know. You have to check in. But the way you find out is if you follow me on Pickett. Right now, just a lot of grain up top. If you see, you're looking a lot of grain up top. We're rolling so far this week. Let's keep it going. And most of these are MLB plays, but Monday Night Football we also killed it. So we've been rolling. Sunday we killed it. So we have been moving, and now we are on to Friday, which again, if you want to get the best and latest picks, and you can see my picks that we're about to go through, If you want to get my latest picks, most up-to-date times that I'm placing these bets, make sure to follow me on Pick'It because, again, like right now, I am making this video on Wednesday, October 2nd at 4:40 p.m. So if you want to get these plays that early and get them as soon as I post them, make sure you're following me on Pick'It. That's where you're going to see these bets as fast as possible. That's where you're going to get the fastest opportunity. Make sure when you sign up, you use code BDGE. The link is in the bio because it's free and they'll give you money. They'll literally give you a free $3 to $100 as soon as you deposit. They'll be like, hey, here you go, $3. Hey, here you go, $100 when you sign up. I've had a few people tell me they've got the $100. It is rare. I didn't get the $100, but some people do. So it's pretty cool when you do get that. So, yep, you'll sign up. BDGE is absolutely free. Plus, you can follow me, all the boys, and we'll be cashing out. So far, MLB's been great for us. Swept yesterday, and now we're going to keep it rolling again. By the time you see this on Friday, that could have taken a drastic turn. Also, Thursday Night Football could have taken a drastic turn, but we'll see by the time this comes out. Anyway, going back to more football, Cade Klubnik, higher than 236.5 passing yards. Now, you saw on Pick'It, we got a 230. By the time you're seeing this, you'll probably get around the 236.5 as well, and I love it right here at 236. And if it goes down, I still love it. They're playing a Florida State team. Now, what is there not to say about Florida State? They are horrible. This might be the fastest review I have of a play that I've made. I am not a big Cade Klubnik believer. For those of you that know, I'm a Clemson fan. Most of my family's from the Clemson area. My sister lives in the Clemson area. I am a Clemson diehard. Since Taj Boyd is my favorite Clemson player of all time next to Sammy Watkins, that's pretty much where I'm at. So I'm a big Clemson stan, not a big Cade Klubnik stan. But in this matchup, I do like him. He's been rolling as of recently, which gives me a lot of confidence here moving forward. And let's pull up this Clemson game right now against Florida State. It gives me a lot of confidence. And yeah, the yards weren't there. Again, Georgia, Washington. This team looks completely different from that Georgia game, and I'll go over that. Since that game, and we can pull it up here, as you can see at the bottom of the screen to my side there, you can see passing touchdowns. Cade has been rolling. 5, 3, and 4 the past few games. His 1.5 touchdown marker is what I wanted originally, but it's all the way minus 160. So you know he's going to be looking to pass for some touchdowns if the books have him at that low of odds. And Florida State has been fucking terrible. SMU, they played last week. 254 passing yards allowed to Kevin Jennings. Fernando Mendoza from Cal threw for 303 yards on this Florida State team. And Seth Hennigan from Memphis, I think that's how you pronounce it. Sorry if I mispronounce it. From Memphis, 272 passing yards. That's the past 3 games against Florida State. They are 74th in the country right now in passing yards per game. And honestly, it would be a lot lower if they excuse me. It would be a lot lower if they didn't play the Georgia Techs of the world who don't really pass the ball. Even against Boston College, who simply did not need to pass the ball, who only threw for 100 yards both those games. I think it was 148 and 109 passing yards in those 2 games. And that's just because they didn't need to pass the ball. And if you eliminate those 2 games, like they're giving up an average of damn near 270, 250 a game. And if you factor that in, they might be one of the worst passing defenses in the entire country. Now they face a Clemson offense, which is getting really hot. Now, again, they haven't played anyone too crazy, but NC State isn't a bad team by any means. And even against NC State, he didn't have the completion percentage we were looking for, 24 attempts, 16 completions. But I think he's going to have more opportunity. Now, again, Stanford last week absolutely stomped them 40-14. He saw the attempts last week. Again, the completion percentage was pretty low, which you don't like to see, but I think it will be better as we keep it moving. And against a Florida State team that allows a very high completion percentage, an average right now of 63% completion percentage, which isn't crazy, but for college, that feels pretty high. Normally, college completion percentages are near the 50 mark, again, kind of like Cade. So having it that high as an average, even with those outlier passing games in, feels a little risky to me. I think Cade Klubnik has a big day here. I think he can do kind of what he did against Stanford. Just have a simple 255, and this Clemson team rolls over this Florida State. Horrible team. I'm sorry if you're a Florida State fan this year. It's tough to see. I love it as a Clemson fan, but as a Florida State person who used to bet on them a lot last year, I am not a fan of it. But they suck, and you got to bet against them. And I'm not a massive Cade guy, but he's looked great. You can't deny that he's looked good and played good football over the past 3 games. So you got to take him here. And 230 just feels a little bit low for me against this Florida State team. but we can keep it pushing. You already know what the last bet is. You already saw it, and we're going to add it to the slip right here. Cam Ward, in my opinion, and this is just me objectively right now, probably is my QB1 coming out of this class. I have him above Shador. I have him above Milroe right now. I think Cam Ward would be my quarterback one. Again, it's simple. It's a lot like the Josh Allen effect. The athleticism, the arm, and the pure accuracy. Now, again, he's thrown a lot of interceptions. I think that's more reckless decision-making than it is pure accuracy. I think his accuracy is great. I think his decision-making is very questionable at times. But I think that is very fixable at the next level. And he attempts a lot of deep passes in this scheme. It's a very vertical scheme, which makes for good NFL translation, where you look to the quarterbacks that are performing well this year. They had very vertical schemes, and not like Caleb Williams, who right now is struggling, as he created a lot of the vertical schemes where USC ran a lot of underneath routes that he just wouldn't take the first read. Cam Ward does. It's just a very vertical scheme, kind of like a Jaden Daniels right now, who's popping off in a shorter scheme in the NFL right now. But let's go straight to that game right now. Miami taking on Cal. Why did I fucking stutter over that so hard? Why does it CAH here? That just looks horrendous. But again, Cam Ward looks great. 298.5 passing yards. And again, so far, Cal has looked good on defense, but they haven't really played anybody so far. And Ward's been playing lights out football, obviously, again here, averaging 356.4 passing yards, playing a good Virginia Tech team last game, threw a few picks. I understand that he threw a few picks. Had 2 interceptions. Again, that's not great for the papers, but from a passing perspective, he's still slinging the rock, averaging 3 touchdowns a game. And he is attempting the ball 32.2% of the time, and that's with a few outlier games where they were blowing him out, like Florida, where they absolutely blew the doors off of early, and he didn't really need to sling the rock. Didn't even play a little bit in the fourth quarter. Or again, games like last game, where I think this game could be sneaky close, throwing the ball 38 times. So they want to get him the rock. They want to sling him the rock. They want him to sling the rock, and they want him to have the ball in his hands, which means this feels like an easy over to me. Especially as the lines feel a little bit higher. As you can see, even Prize Picks consensus has him a little bit higher here. Around the 298 mark feels kind of exactly where he needs to be. I think he's easily going to hit over the 300 mark, as he has in every single game. Main reason being, I think it's a little bit cut off on the screen here, so you can't really see it, but his yards per attempt is 11.2. So again, slinging the rock past the sticks almost every single play. And his yards per completion is 16 yards of completion, which is nuts when you're passing the ball at the efficiency he is. He's throwing at a solid completion percentage. Went 24 for 38 last game. Before that, 24 for 34, 19 for 28, 20 for 26, 26 for 35. He's looked great. High passer rating at 132.5 average. His lowest game was 105. So again, he's playing really, really high-level football. Going against a Cal defense that's looked very solid, but again, they haven't really faced anybody, as Florida State was supposed to be their biggest competition, and they obviously are horrific, but they still lost. And that's where you look at it, and it's tough. It's tough for me to really look at this Cal defense and see that they are legit. As he is slinging the ball down the field, averaging so many yards per game. He's looked so good. I think he has a big bounce-back day from a personal performance perspective. And I think he easily slams over that 300-yard marker. Again, his longest completion set at 46.5. When his longest completion set there, you know he's going to bomb the ball down the field, and they have the playmakers to do it. They also don't. This Florida team doesn't. I mean, this Miami team doesn't like to run the ball much. They just objectively don't run the ball that much. It is mainly the Cam Ward show. So I'm expecting it to continue that way. Cam Ward higher, Cade higher, and then Caleb Johnson is going to get it done versus Ohio State. Those are the bets I like today. Those are the matchups I love. If I'm going to be honest, I kind of like Iowa to cover. It's risky as fuck. Kind of like it as a trap game. I'm taking Clemson outright, and I'm actually taking Clemson spread. I think it's damn near 14.5. It's a very far spread, if I'm not mistaken. And then I'm taking Cam Ward and to cover against Cal. I think this Miami team bounces back in a big way versus Cal this week. So those are the plays I have for today. If you want to parlay them, they are right here on the screen. Again, using code BDG, you'll get a few. I'll have them flash on the screen. You'll have a few free discounts this weekend, so make sure to take advantage of those if you haven't signed up on Underdog using code BDGE, and make sure you're on Pickett using code BDG. And again, if you guys are asking me, I've got this a million times as well. Props.cash is the site we use. Props.cash is the site I'm using right here to get all the graphics, the completion percentage, all that sort of stuff. And you can use code GUT25 to get 25% off your first month. So if that's what you want to do there, that's awesome. And yeah, we keep it rolling. We keep it pushing. And that's pretty much it. It was a pretty short video today, so make sure you lock in, dial in, and have fun betting on college football this weekend. I know I'm excited to watch the games. And if you want to hear me yap, you can also follow me on Twitter at Nick Guthrie or at BDGEBets, because I yap about some of the games when I'm watching them. And I will catch you guys next time. Peace.